Hello, this is Lucretia with the Calm and Confident You podcast. Today I'm going to talk with you about how to keep your mind and your thoughts focused on your breathing when you are trying to do a brief mindfulness technique or meditation. We frequently hear that we should be meditating to manage stress and to help keep us calm. One of the most basic ways to do that is a meditation in which you just simply focus your attention on noticing your breath going in and going out. You settle into a comfortable position and you breathe slowly. You breathe in, you hold for a second, and you slowly breathe out in a long exhale. You can do this for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and even longer if you really want to practice. But whether it is a breath meditation or any other kind of meditation, many people find it very difficult to stay focused and find that they start to think about something else almost immediately. Pretty quickly their mind drifts and they start to think about other things, like what they need to do next, or what they're not getting done while they're sitting there. Or they think about how terrible they are at doing meditation. Or maybe they think this is stupid and it doesn't work. It could be anything. It could be they aren't able to settle in and think about the meditation because they're worried about their stressors or some disagreement they are having or trouble at work. And that's the whole point of the meditation. It is to just take a moment and stop thinking about all of that stuff. If you are anything like me, the kind of person who is thinking all the time, always has projects going on, has trouble sitting down and relaxing for a minute or taking time out to play, basically kind of a workaholic, then when you're trying to sit down and breathe and just mindfully pay attention to your breathing, you might find you can only do that for a couple of seconds. Then you start thinking again. Well, I'm a counselor and I know very well and I truly believe that mindfulness and meditation are techniques that are very useful for managing stress and for moderating emotions such as depression and anxiety. And I still have trouble keeping my mind focused on basic meditation. Now, something that is good about breath meditation is that you can do it anywhere, and people will not even realize that you're doing it. So this is convenient if you are at work or out in public in a store or in a group of people at a gathering or in a classroom, let's say. You are always breathing, and so you can always do the breath meditation, and it helps you to regain control. It helps you to cope through a stressful moment. The breath meditation is very useful, and I do encourage people to practice it. Since I and other people struggle to maintain focus, I have some suggestions that have worked for me. I have found 5 ways to think about noticing breathing that help me to stay on track. So first, I take a few slow breaths just to settle in. I just focus on trying to breathe a little bit slower and just get settled. And then when I start the meditation, I tell myself to notice my breath coming in and going out. In and out. Second, I tell myself, follow your breath all the way in and around and all the way back out. That means I'm following my breath in through my nose and down into my lungs and back up out, whether I'm breathing out through my nose or my mouth. After a moment of that, I tell myself to now notice how my breath feels. What does it touch? So for example, if I'm breathing in through my nose, at first I can feel it touching my nostrils as it comes in. And I notice it touching in the upper back of my throat, I guess, is where it's touching. And if I am breathing out through my mouth, I can feel it touching my lips as it moves across them. Fourth, I ask myself, when is the breath warm and when is it cool? And I stay with that and notice that for a moment. Fifth, I also ask myself if I hear how my breath sounds at different points. Does your breath make a sound? And now, don't get embarrassed or give yourself a hard time if there is a sound. We all make a sound when we're breathing. It's not a bad thing. And you should not be asleep and snoring at this point. Then I return to tell myself to notice my breath as I breathe in and notice it as I breathe out. I find that these simple questions help to keep me on track and actually noticing my breath, sensing my breath, and not just thinking about it or drifting off and thinking about other things. If you do find yourself thinking about other things or other thoughts creep in, just kindly notice that and remind yourself to go back to noticing your breath. Don't turn it into a big deal or get upset with yourself. That will create the exact opposite conditions of what you want. Just notice the thoughts and remind yourself, oh yeah, I'm noticing my breath. That is all that I am doing right now. There is nowhere else I need to be at this moment. Oh, and that's another helpful thing, at least for me, reminding myself that this is important. What I am doing right now, this breath meditation, is important. There really is nowhere else I need to be in this moment for just a few minutes. I have the right to relax for a brief moment. There's nothing else I have to be doing, and anything can wait for a few minutes. And my own self-care helps me to keep going. It helps me to offer more and to perform at a higher level than if I allow myself to get burned out. This week going forward, I encourage you to take 2 or 3 minutes at some point during your day to stop and just notice your breath. All you do is just notice it. Use the 5 questions I presented to help you keep your focus on noticing your breath. I suggest setting a timer on your phone to remind you to do it, and setting a timer to count down for about 3 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever you choose. See if this one small thing offers any improvement to your energy and your mood as you go through your day. If you like the pointers that I've given you in this podcast episode, you might like my free 7-day email class about becoming calm. You can go out to my site, growingemotionalstrength.com, and on the homepage, the free 7-day email class is described. There's a link for you to sign up, and you get started right away. It just comes right into your email inbox. And there you go. Until next time, be well.